Today, our drivers will have to remember what Mario Andretti used to say. If everything seems under control, you're not going fast enough. Also, our driver have to remember that in the road to success, there are no speed limits. However, they also need to remember that speed is ruthless, that speed doesn't look in the face of absolutely anyone, that speed is meritocratic, that speed is always right. But at the end of the day, speed is what pushes us to do this, to love this, to be like this. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we are in the temple of speed. From the outskirts of Milan, the world's fashion capital, welcome to Monza, the world's speed capital. I'm Anto Varlo, and as usual, alongside me is Alex Pato 94, and Alex, today it's our home Grand Prix.
Yes it is. Good evening, guys. Always glad to be back. Sorry for not streaming the Belgian Grand Prix. We had some issues, but now we're back, stronger than ever. In the tempo of speed, as you said, home Grand Prix. I say we're gonna cheer up for the Italian teams. That's right. Let's just say it straight on. Like,
yes,
guys,
we're not gonna
if
be
you're watching
unbiased.
this, exactly. That's fine, but that's fine. I hope I'll see a great race, because there's potential for it.
Yes, the Tier 3 of the Race Spec F1 2020 is usually not disappointed us, and usually Monza doesn't disappoint us. So this seems to be the perfect recipe for what could be a very entertaining race, and even an ultra entertaining qualifying session. Do you think that we will see any DRS train to be formed in quali just like in real life, or do you think that our drivers will be more disciplined than the real life counterparts?
Well, that's actually funny, because sometimes we blame online drivers to be not so disciplined, but last time in Monza was the real drivers who messed it up, the whole thing. But anyway, I think some teammates will try to tow. Of course, we have, of course, like a lot of straights, so I think it's worth it. But as you stay behind, I think you're gonna lose some grip, especially in the Lesmos, where you need not to have that dirty air that messes you up. And
also because it's very easy to get your lap invalidated for track limits. So
yes, it is.
Not only
yes,
dirty
it is.
air,
And
but
dirty
also you also have this threat.
Yes, it is, and we have a newcomer, which is not actually Ryan is. It's not Ryan is fat. It's Ryan is back at the moment with the Racing Point, and he was racing it for Tier 2, but now he's back, being the sub for Ellis, which is the championship leader, who's facing some issues.
You're right.
GSG. And straight away, first lap, Ryan P1.
Yes, we were seeing the lap of Rogue Flash, which unfortunately had his lap invalidated, however, because it's not coming up on the screen. We have Kubica in the meantime, who completely lost it. I think probably in Parabolica, is now trying to reverse and probably get inside the pits. Hopefully no one crashes into him. Oh no, actually Rogue Flash, he did complete the lap time, just that on the screen was not popping up. And look at that, 0.003 of a second behind his teammate.
Well, yeah, gaps are gonna be really, really tight. And that's a lot of traffic at the moment.
Yes.
We see 18 drivers.
Grown up guy loses control of the car and smashes it out of the exit of the Ascari chicane. He was really doing a good lap. He was purple in the second sector, and that's the first retirement of qualifying session. That's a shame.
I was about to say that actually we should put a warning sign before Ascari, because like it's so easy to lose it, especially in qualifying, so the drivers need really to be careful, and a warning sign over there on the left wouldn't be that bad, to be honest, like caution.
Yes,
but anyway.
I mean, at least Grown Up Guy, I mean, in turn one, you'll probably not be dive bombed by anyone, so probably his front wing will be okay. And I think that if there is one race in which starting last may be a blessing in disguise, could actually be this one.
Yes, especially because if you get into the DRS train, you can really save a lot of energy. And by doing this, you will have an advantage towards the end of the race.
Oh, and also now almost loses control of the car at the Ascari chicane. Sorry to interrupt you, Alex.
No problem. And I was just watching it. Oh, wow, wow, what a moment. And I was saying, yeah, you get a real advantage, like getting into the DRS train really early and saving some energy. But let's see. I mean, it's almost full grid. I'm really glad about it. 18
yes, it's fantastic.
Today.
It's fantastic. I mean, also this is the. I mean, when Monza calls, everyone answers. So we're seeing 18 people on the grid. 11 minutes to go, and we only have 6 drivers who have completed the lap. We're now with Samsi, who is about to once again go in the Ascari chicane. Will he master it? Let's see. Yeah, really good. He was purple in the second sector, at least on our screen. I don't know if he's actually in also in real life. Let's see the Parabolica. Really tight on entrance, really wide at the exit. He crosses the line. It looks to be like a good lap. It is. He's at 119.677. Puts in P3, but look at that. 41 thousandths of a second behind P1. Wow.
Wow. Ah, yeah. Well, and there's Ryan, which takes a really weird racing line into the second Lesmo. He almost cuts it. I think he's gone already.
Oh.
And Liebenau is here.
119.5.
Just been moved as a full-time driver by Haas. He was just a reserve, and from this race he's going to join the Tier 3 championship until the end, just for info.
That's good to know. He, unfortunately for his championship aspiration, probably joined the tier a little bit too late. Otherwise, I think he could have been one to watch for the championship. Cole Products does a 120.1, puts him provisional P7. We're actually gonna go now with Ryan, who just started his lap, and Alex, if you wanna do the onboard, we'll be all very happy.
Yes, let's go with him. Okay, so prima variante, first chicane already done into Curva Grande, 8th gear, then you go to the Roja chicane, 3rd gear, clip on the curb, left, right, caution on the gravel on the outside, first Lesmo, 5th gear, touches the curb, and then you go on the other outside curb, Lesmo 2 in 4th gear, then 5th gear, long straight till the most iconic, one of the most iconic turns of the circuit, the Ascari, because it's really hard to cope with the traction. It's a really tight left-hander, maybe invalidates,
yes.
Yeah, and really fast one, and really easy to lose the car, as we saw already. Back straight, and then Parabolica last corner, where you need to get the best exit ever in order to end the lap in a good way. Ryan is going to the pits at the moment because he got invalidated. But yeah, Monza is a really short track. I mean, it's not short, but it's so fast that it seems really short. And you really have to nail each corner, and I think it's one of the hardest tracks to get a perfect lap in, to be honest. I don't know if you agree with me.
Yes, I absolutely agree with you, because you always need to be on your limit. You always need to be on the track limits, most importantly. If you are, you can really do a very good lap, and also you need to be very also lucky when it comes to track limits in the and traffic. In the meantime, SFAS 17 got an amazing tow from what I think was a Mercedes car. I think it was of Ericom 05, if I'm not wrong. And he was already purple in the first sector. Let's see if he's actually gonna go provisional in provisional pole position. He crosses the line and he does a 119.576, which puts him P2.
Wow.
I mean, look at that. First 5 drivers, they're in less than a tenth and a half.
Wow. And Rock Flash improves, by the way.
Yes.
Moment. Wow, yeah, gaps are really tight. We have potential to see a DRS train going on for 27 laps in the race.
I wouldn't mind that.
And yeah, me neither, to be honest. I would be okay. I'm super fine with that. Eric Holm the Mercedes is a rookie. He just joined the league, and Strauss P is back as well. He wasn't racing for a long time and makes it 19.8.
Yes. Now, watch out for Tommy, because he was 3/10 down in the second sector on his fastest lap. He just now approaches the Parabolica curb. Let's see if he can improve, and if he does, how much? For how much? He puts in P2, 19.542, and now this puts 6 drivers in less than a tenth and a half. Oh, and Rock Flash has left the session, by the way, probably a connection issue.
And Liebenau is starting his flying lap now.
Let's see. Let's go. Let's actually go on board with him. But he's gonna find some traffic. He's gonna find some traffic for sure.
I think they're not gonna hold him up. Okay.
There's a Red Bull.
Grande is free air. Yeah, there's a Red Bull in front. It is the Red Bull of the Z guy.
1/10 down in the first sector for the Haas driver. Now approaches the first of the 2 Lesmos. From 7th down to 4th, 3 gear down. Open the DRS, 7th, 8th. So he reached 340 kilometers an hour. That's 337. He's almost 4/10 down in the second sector. He's really pushing.
He really nailed that Ascari as well.
Perfect.
Spot on.
Parabolica, you break it over at the 50 meters board.
That's a good lap.
He improves and he does a 118.96 tenths of a second faster than P2. And this is a statement done by the Haas driver.
Yeah, yes it is. Let's see how the other drivers respond. I think Ryan is beginning his lap at the moment, top 5 on the pits.
We're on board with him as well. He has a car in front of him that may be helping him, that could maybe help him when it comes to getting a little bit of a tow. He's not that close to get some dirty air, but it's not even that close to really use the full potential of the tow. But let's see if his way of doing Lesmo Uno is actually any good, or at least makes some sort of good difference for him. This time, in this lap, it was done a little bit differently. But he improves in the second sector. It seems that he's purple in the second sector. I'm not 100% sure about it.
Yes, he is.
He now will get some tow from the car in front, which I think is OWR Volkswagen. Brakes at the 50-meter board. Maybe he goes too wide. Hopefully he doesn't get invalidated. It's not. Oh no, but he goes in the pits because maybe he didn't think the lap was going to be that good. And we're just now 3 minutes to go. We're on board with Cole Products, since YouTube Nova had his lap invalidated, but also Cole Products is going really slow in the first Lesmo, so probably he's run out of fuel. He has run out of fuel. We are with OWR Shumi, which is one of the only driver I think that is on a flying lap. He's currently P17, still without a time, an actual time that was set.
I think the Ferraris are ending their lap time at the moment.
Yes, but I think they're both in like
Okay.
in lab.
Yeah. P9, P10 for the Ferraris.
P6
Let's put a
for
good
the
shot for
Alfa.
the Tifosi, guys. Come on.
Yes, let's try to do better than what the real Ferrari did. Anyway, Otabir Shumi crosses the line. He does a 1:21.5, which still puts him in last position, P17. And now the other drivers are starting to come out of the pits. Ale, who do you think we should follow?
So the first one is going to be Tommy at the moment. He's going to start his last flying lap first. Well, I think we cannot see all the top 5 altogether, but it's going to be real close. And now let's see if someone uses the tow, because I see the Z guy and Charles P getting really close to each other. And there's Sam as well. So yeah, let's see who plays better this tow game. And Tommy has started.
Yes,
and
we're watching him right now. Meanwhile, Corpordox has retired. He's actually retired in a very weird place, I think, because he's right outside the pit box. Unless that's YouTube Nova. Yes, it should be YouTube Nova, so apologies. But Tommy doesn't improve in the first sector. In the meantime, Samsg puts a 119.4. That does put himself into P2. Not bad of a lap.
Yeah,
but I mean, if we put it in consideration to the lap that Libanau did, I mean it's 4.5 tenths behind P1. I mean, I think we know who is a clear contender for the victory of this race.
Z guy is 4 temps down, by the way. Oh, and he got invalidated.
Oh,
wow.
That's a shame.
Oh shoot.
Tommy's about to finish the lap, by the way. He was purple in the second sector.
There's a yellow flag at Ascari as well.
It looks to be like one of the racing points. Tommy crosses the line and he does a 119.398, which puts him P2. Good job by him. And look, there is now a big train, a DRS train that SFAS is once again taking advantage of. He crosses the line and does a 119.1, puts him P2, only a tenth and a half behind the pole position lap of Libanau, who is, by the way, still improving. Cool. What a drift outside of Lesmo 2. Let's see if he's any quicker in the second sector. No, he's not. He's almost a tenth up. But as things are staying right now, it will be enough for him to make sure that he keeps his pole position. Let's follow in the Parabolica. Crosses the line and he does a 119.005, which doesn't improve his fastest lap, but it is enough for pole position. However, the Z guy is still closing the lap. Let's see if he can improve significantly. He does improve, but puts in P9, a 119.7. Let's see, YouTube Nova, who crosses the line and goes
P5.
P5. 119.5 for 7. However, pole position of Libanau, the Haas driver. What an amazing lap by him. A 118.9, the only driver to go down, to go underneath the wall of the 119. So the first 5 positions are held by Libanau, as we said. SF, AS17, P2, Tommy, PLR, P3, Sam, P4, YouTube Nova, P5. What do you think about this qualifying session, Ale?
Well, yeah, it was a really... I saw a lot of traffic, actually, in the last run. especially Ascari. But it was good fun. Liebenau just smashed like any contender, to be honest. But let's see, because we saw many times from him getting a real good pole position and then not converting it into a race win. So yeah, SF is really fast as well, and it all depends what happens in turn 1. So looking forward to it.
And also, if there is a track in which starting P1 isn't necessarily an amazing thing. Well, I mean, it's better to start first and start 10th, for example. But maybe is one of those occasions in which the pole position, yes, gives you more chances, but doesn't necessarily translate itself to a race victory, because he now will be absolutely under the attack of everyone, and if he does not manage his ERS and fuel correctly, he may be in a lot of trouble when it comes to the last part of the race. But look at this.
Yes.
I mean, forget whatever we said.
I was just checking the Discord chat, and everyone was like, "Do you have a wet setup?" And I was like, "Okay, it's gonna rain." I think it's full wet, like for the amount of rain I'm seeing, to be honest.
Wow.
The whole race is gonna be wet. Wow.
So now what? Now, as Liebenau put a dry setup, or as everyone else put a wet setup, and that we don't know.
Exactly. That's the thing we're gonna know anyways sooner or later.
Imagine
but
the track limits warning that we will see in this race.
No comment. No comment. Well, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be real
Everyone
fun.
is on wet tires, by the way, not even intermediates.
Yeah.
So, what do you think about the strategy? Do you think that someone might go to intermediates? We know that the intermediates don't last a lot in on this track. They're probably 10 or it's and maximum 12. Oh, and look, everyone is already going super deep into turn 1. Oh my god, I wouldn't want to be in Liebenau right now. And you know who I think has the best seat in the house? Well, besides us? Cronop guy. He's 100% sure that he's not going to be taken off by anyone else.
Yeah, that's a good start, actually. He just needs
to be careful not locking up the tires and ramming into the back of someone.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't see the racing line, to be honest. So I don't think it's going to be ready for intermediates, because there's a lot of standing water on the track.
I'm telling you, you guys, I'm apologizing in advance if sometimes we will not get the actual action that is happening, because I'm 100% sure that every lap will be full of drivers going left and right, locking up the tires, overtake here, incidents there. So already we apologize in advance if we can get all the action. We're gonna, of course, give an eye on the battle for the lead. But I'm telling you, buckle up, because this is gonna be a really, really fun race.
Yeah, fasten your seatbelts, guys, because I don't think the drivers are gonna see a lot. On the start. I mean, Liebenau has disadvantage, because in the way you never underestimate disadvantage.
Yes, if only he didn't crash as he did right now at the exit of the Parabolica curve, which, luckily for him, there are no damages on the formation lap. How many times do you think we will see the safety car out today?
Wow.
Maybe already in turn 1?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to be like... I don't want to give those drivers bad luck, so I won't say anything. But I think let's say 3 safety cars for me.
I think you're optimistic.
Don't know when, but you think more? Okay, that's nice.
Let's wait and see
Okay,
now.
let's see what happens.
The cars are lining up on the grid.
Let's see who is the Sebastian Vettel of this edition of Monza's race.
Here we go, guys. Lights are coming out now. 4, 5. And they're off for the Italian Grand Prix. Via, via, via. A good start by SF, who goes side by side. We're leaving a fantastic start by Samchi. Let's see what happens in turn 1. And SF gets the position. What a fantastic move, and there's contact. In the back, Kingiski gets already a 10-second time penalty for cutting the corner. And Liebenau has dropped back to P3, so that could be something about setup related. That could be that, because he doesn't look like he has the best of traction.
There's a Ferrari outside of the track. That's
and SF lost control of the car! And Sam and SF, they've crashed! They have crashed, they've taken contact, and Liebenau retakes P1. YouTube Nova P2, Ryan is P3 right now. We're gonna go, oh my god, there's a big crash! There's a big crash outside Lesmo 2. SF was really slow at the exit. Oh, and also Dylan, we've seen him go completely out. You can see him now, getting back inside the track.
Oh my
god, look at the battle. We're looking at the battle for the first 10 position. Wow. What an amazing first lap.
Yeah. Some commentators would say, if the race is all like this, I will pay the ticket. But let's see, because now Liebenau, I mean, he was in P3 after turn 1, and then
he was under
turn
attack
4 he was P1 again.
Yes, he was under attack by P4, and there's a yellow flag. Someone already in the pits is Kinkiski. I think is going to serve his time penalty, and SF has lost quite a lot of time. For some reason, he hasn't pitted. He doesn't have, I think, any part of his front wing, so I don't know why he didn't pit. Maybe he was trying to pit, but he got touched by someone. That could also be because maybe they didn't see him.
Oh, the McLaren is around. It's not Dylan yet. It's guy.
Yeah, we're looking at him right now.
Wow, this leaderboard is glitching. Oh, safety car.
Oh, no, safety car. The leaderboard is still glitching, so we don't know exactly who is leading. I actually think that, yes, YouTube Nova is leading.
Yeah.
Where is Liebenau?
He's in P7.
P7, what happened? In the meantime, we're having a lot of penalties happening. With Tommy, for example, ignoring blue flag, yellow flags.
Wow,
there's a crash! There's a massive crash!
What's happening?
What is happening, guys? What is happening? Oh, and Strauss has completely lost everything.
Oh my god!
My god!
There were like 4 cars who were on the back straight before Ascari. They were just going at 20 kilometers an hour.
My god! And Strauss has completely gone off.
And Ascari as well. There is
a lot of carnage. And look at Liebenau, he's P9. We said it. And he doesn't have any more front wing, so he needs to pit. And look who's leading for the joy of the Tifosi. YouTube Nova P1 and Sam representing the outer part of the of Italy with Alfa Romeo. We just need SF to be on the podium, and we'll have 3 Italian teams. But now, joking aside.
Yeah.
What is happening? Everyone is in the pits now. We're gonna.
Wow, I think 10 drivers have pitted.
Oh wow, wow! And so many drivers also have time penalties.
Exactly.
Let's see where Liebenau goes out. He's still serving his time penalty, so he's gonna lose a lot of places. And only now he has his front wing change. No one is gambling to go on intermediate tires, probably for like doing a good. Having a good choice, because the track seems to be absolutely wet, soaking wet.
Yeah, it is.
It's running.
It is. No, it's
usually they say that when it rains, it pours, but in this situation, it's like even worse.
Yes, it is. Now the drivers need to be really careful in the safety car queue.
I mean, Ale, look who is in P4 and P5.
Wow!
Volkswagen and OWR Schumi, which were, I think, P17 and P15 probably at the start.
Yeah, Williams were struggling actually, and
they kept their nose clean.
Ericom gained 13 positions, Volkswagen gained 10, and Schumi gained 12.
Wow.
So, wow.
Yes, we can also see it now on the screen. Wow, what a race. And we're just now 3 laps in. We already had a safety car, so you said there were going to be 3 safety cars out in this race. You said
I was saying,
optimistic.
just to specify, I was saying 3 safety cars, like 3 real safety cars, not BSC.
Okay.
Just, you know,
yes, okay,
BSC
then I agree with you.
Exactly.
I completely agree with you, but now that everyone has gone into the pits and the situation is stabilizing itself, let's do a quick recap. YouTube Nova leads the Italian Grand Prix P1. In the meantime, Sam has got a 5-second penalty for a contact with someone.
Oh, it has retired.
And SF has retired.
Wow.
No.
Wow.
Unfortunately, we can't see him. Probably, I think he retired in the pits because.
Yeah, he retired in the pits.
But anyways, let's do a quick recap. As I was saying, YouTube Nova leads the race P1, Sam P2, Eric Holm P3, OWR Volkswagen P4, OWR Schumi P5, Sekansi P6, Cole Products P7, Dylan P8, Tommy P9, Kinkiski P10, Ryan P11, the Z Guy P12, WRL Kubica F1 P13, Liebenau, the pole sitter P14, Strauss P15, Chronop Guy P16, and Rogue Flash P17. Wow, that's
what can change. Like during the lap, like SF was starting P2 and now is retired. Yeah, tough luck.
Now we know that Sam has a 5-second penalty, but probably since it was done under safety car, there are chances of it being removed. In the meantime, Ryan gets a 3-second penalty for track limits, which is odd under safety car conditions. I also think visibility is even not good. Also under these conditions, I think is still gonna stay out. Now everyone really needs to warm up their tires a lot. YouTube Nova needs to pray that no one locks their tires into turn 1, because otherwise it's gonna look like one of the pins in bowling, and I really hope for him that this doesn't happen.
Yeah. And it's gonna be super hard, like warming those tires up, because you can even warm it up in the first part of the lap, but then if you say, WRR loses the position to the Z guy, and Ryan is Vettel going wide. And
he also got a 5-second penalty for a collision with the Z guy. Let's see if the Z guy has any damage.
No, he hasn't.
Ryan got a 5-second penalty for ignoring blue flags. I mean, I think Liebenau can win this race for penalties alone.
Yeah,
my God. Like, do you think, now, real question, do you think that we will actually see any racing? Because we saw 2 laps and then it was safety car. But, I mean, there's a threat of being 2 laps of racing, safety car again, 2 laps of racing, safety car again. Are you positive about this, or do you think that something like this may happen?
Well, that's actually not good for the show, of course. I hope not. I hope we'll see some good racing, because in the meantime the safety car is in this lap. But anyway, I think there's potential to see real raw racing, like especially for people who breaks a bit later than usual, see some Ricardo moves. So I'm really looking forward to it. And
Now look what YouTube Nova is doing. Is really warming up the tires a lot.
Yes.
Trying to put some heat into the tires. And Sam is really close to YouTube Nova. He doesn't want him to get away with it, but we're back under racing condition. Let's see if Sam can go on in the inside of YouTube Nova. He goes on the right. I think it's too far. No, he actually tried to go for the move. There was a little bit of contact between the drivers. And I think whatever Shumi got a horrible accident. Oh, and there's a crash. There's a spun. And Ryan is retired. Ryan is retired. What a mess. What an absolute mess. Sorry, guys, for the not amazing TV direction. Everything is happening. And now they're 3 wide into the La Roccia chicane. The battle for P10. Oh, and there's Tommy who got, I think, touched. And was really close into collecting another driver.
At the moment, Ericom is like being the train. Is like because he lost his wing and he
went
goes
wide. And went wide. Oh, and there's also someone who followed him in Alfa Romeo. I think of Kubica. And YouTube Nova P1 leads 1.1 second out of Sam. Fantastic restart by the Ferrari driver. Fantastic.
Yes, it is. And yeah, it was a mess actually in the Roger chicane. Even in turn 1 right now, wow, there's a lot of people going wide in the back markers. And it will be really hard to cover all the action that's going to be during this race.
Oh, and let's see Dylan and Coprodox. What a fantastic exit by the McLaren driver. And he actually gets the position on the straight. We were on board with him. Now we're on board with the Ferrari driver. Let's see if he can outbrake Dylan. No, he doesn't. He thinks better of it. And Dylan gets P4. P4 for the McLaren driver. Let's go with Strauss right now, who's behind the Z guy. Really bad exit out of the Prima Variante, following Liebenau, who's stuck in P11. I don't think he has a wet setup on, to be completely honest with you, because he's not doing the progression that we thought he was going to do, considering his incredible quick pace that he had in qualifying.
Yeah, and I was watching some onboards. I said, wow, you cannot see anything. If you have a car in front, then you don't see the entry of Lesmos, to be fair. It's really borderline conditions. In real life, some drivers will complain already. Maybe they're complaining already, but of course we don't know.
In the meantime, Strauss tries to go on the inside of Odeber Schumi at the entrance of the Ascari chicane. That's a ballsy move to try to do in the dry. Imagine in the wet. He doesn't stick to it, however, and maybe losing the position to Tommy, who's side by side with him, but thinks better of outbreaking him into turn 1. In the meantime, Sam does the fastest lap of the race in a 1:33.8. The Kingiski pits. In the meantime, the camera is not helping here. Oh, and Tommy pits itself. Tommy pits as well. So he could go on maybe intermediates.
Well, maybe he got a touch. Let's see. We'll check the pits. So if you want, you can go to the race. Now it stays on wets. Kingiski as well.
Yes. See it now.
That's at least bold to go to intermediates. Let's put it like that. But
yeah, it looks to be extremely wet. So, and there's another touch by Strauss and Kubica. Strauss, I think yes, he does the move. He completes the move at the entrance of the Variante La Roggia. In the meantime, Ziga and Coprodox are fighting at the exit of Lesmo 2. Remember, no DRS, of course, available under these conditions. We're on board with the Ferrari driver. Let's see if he can get any closer to the Z guy. It looks like the Z guy is pulling away, though. So, there's a yellow flag, but I don't see anyone. So, yeah, it's now all good. It was a yellow flag at the...
Oh, WRL goes to the grass. Ascari lost momentum.
YouTube Nova, 1:33.2. Now the lap times are getting better and better. I think.
Wow, there's 7 seconds between the top 2 and Dylan already.
Wow, they're really pushing hard. They're really pushing hard. I mean, to be honest, I was kind of surprised by the lap time that YouTube Nova did in qualifying, because we've seen him to be really fast recently. So I'm expecting a little bit more out of him. So maybe he was thinking already about the race, and maybe decided to go for a wet setup rather than a dry one. Also knowing that in turn 1 anything could have happened.
Yeah, of course. Race is what matters in the end. So I think it was a good choice. Liebenau, in the meantime, is P7.
Yes, completed a fantastic overtake on Strasby in the entrance of the Variante della Roggia, also known as turn 4. If someone doesn't know. He's P7, however, he's doing a very good recovery. So I would say watch out for him, especially if he doesn't have any penalties. And the Z guy is pushing like crazy too. Just did a purple second sector, and he's now only 0.7 of a second behind Dylan. So maybe I think Dylan is really struggling because he has lost 0.4 in this straight alone. Let's see the telemetry, and the Z guy has 52% of ERS left, and Dylan 55. So they're really close. Let's see if Dylan can get the slipstream. Z guy 132.7. Let's see if he can translate this to into an overtake. He thought about it. But he decided better of it. I think.
Yeah, but he made Dylan go a bit wide.
Yes, we're on board with him. Let's see if he can do a move in the Variante della Roggia. Using overtake right now, cause your real wheels to spin. Let's see if he actually closes it. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Fantastic move by the Red Bull driver, and now he needs to set his sight on Sam and YouTube Nova. We've seen it, the Z guy has a fantastic pace, so I think that he can get really close to them. In the meantime, let's see what Liebenau is doing. He's really close to OWR Schumi. I think he's gonna try to go in the inside of Lesmo too. Oh wow, they even made contact. I don't know if. Oh, I don't think OWR Schumi will be too happy about that. However, and he's lost control of the car, and he's out, and probably he's out.
No, he's not out.
No, he's not out, but he's out of contention for the race victory. He was too greedy. He was way too greedy. Virtual safety car. Let's see if someone pits, because I don't think they can do the entire race without pinning, to be completely honest with you. And yes, YouTube Nova pits. He goes inside the pit lane. I think that he will have that he has the advantage to stay in front of the Z guy,
as well.
And also Dylan pits itself. No, I think
Dylan stays out.
Dylan stays out, but Colproducts and Sam pits as well. And Z guy does it too. The virtual safety car is still out. YouTube Nova enters in P5, but with a complete new set of tires. He needs to stay in front of Kubica, and yes, he does. Kubica almost thought about maybe sneaking into, like doing a little dive bomb. In the meantime, we're racing again. And Kubica has actually taken back the position, I think. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Maybe the game forced you to.
Liebenau's lost it again. He didn't pit.
Oh,
yeah, he retired.
And he retired. What a shame for him. In the meantime, Rogue Flash is now trying to get OWR Schumi. Tries to get it once again in Lesmo 2. Once again, I think that's really ballsy, and OWR Schumi does a fantastic Lesmo 2. He doesn't want to yield. He's P3, and rightfully so. He's racing the others. So if there's a safety car or something like that, he's in the driver's seat. And Strauss and the Z guy have put intermediates. Wow.
What?
Yes, I'm kind of surprised. And the Z guy is actually losing quite some time. But look at that. He has gained so much on Sam. He's now 0.6 of a second behind him. But Rock Flash closes the overtake on OWR Schumi. Parabolica curve. I think everyone really needs to pay attention to what the Z guy is doing, but he's dropping back. He's dropping back a second per sector to what Savage is doing. So he went for a gamble that I actually think that it was not worth taking, because he had the pace. He was P3, and I think he could have gotten really close to the back of the other drivers. To be completely honest with you, I think I would have stayed out, because there's always a threat of safety car in these conditions, and he would have had track position right now. Instead, he's stuck in traffic, and he's now P12. He has lost a lot of time. In the meantime, YouTube Nova needs to be really careful, and he almost loses the back of his car, and he almost did it. He almost lost also P5 to OWR Volkswagen. He doesn't need to push as hard as he's doing. Of course, OWR Schumi is really slow. We're seeing it, but yes, see,
and he goes wide.
He goes wide. He just needed to be careful. OWR Schumi with tires are 11 laps old, and now he's side by side with OWR Kubica. This is really close, but Kubica closes the overtake before the Ascari chicane, and I don't think OWR Schumi will put so much defense into fighting his teammate OWR Volkswagen. So let's do a quick recap of the positions in this race. Dylan, P1, still has to do a pit stop. However, Cole Products, P2, still has to do a pit stop as well. Rogue Flash, P3, did a pit stop, but is with 8 laps old tires, now 9 laps old. YouTube Noah, P4, the only one who has already pitted, and it should be easy for him to finish the race on this set of tires. WR Kubica, P5, Volkswagen P6, Schumi P7, Chrono Guy P8, Sam P9, just did the fastest lap, Sakansi P10. Retired SF, Ryan, and Liebenau. 3 of the drivers that we thought could have won this race.
Yeah, exactly. And now we are lap 13, which opens the pit window for the one-stoppers. I think Dylan, Cole Paradox, and the 2 Williams will pit in those laps. So I think the real classification will shape up right now.
There's a yellow flag in the meantime. I think it's Dylan who went a little bit wide because he lost 3 seconds to Cole Paradox.
Yes, he did.
Wow. He needs to pit in my mind. His tires must be completely destroyed.
Oh, we have a close battle wave of P7 between WR Schumi, Chronoka, and Sam is on. Oh, wow.
Ooh.
Wow. Tried the ball move. And not worked for him. Yeah, Sam of course has fresher tires, and he really wants to overtake those back markers because he's fighting for the win in the end.
Yes.
And he overtakes Chronop Guy before Parabolica, and he nails the entry. Yes, he does.
Great overtake by him. Great overtake.
Yeah, yes. Dylan stays out, and Cole Paradox as well, and 2 Williams as well.
I think as of right now they're just hoping for maybe the rain to ease up or another safety car, because otherwise I'm really not understanding this.
Yeah, I mean, it's always good to have track position, of course, but sooner or later those tires are gonna end up melting.
Yes.
So even if it's raining a lot.
And also, can I say one thing? It's a real shame that we've lost one of the other, let's say, point of interest of this race, which was the comeback of the Z guy. He decided to put intermediate tires, and he's really, really slow. He's really, really struggling. I think he should just pit right now and go for wets, so go for a safety car or something like that, because he's really dropping a lot. He was
even because
sorry.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you're completely right. And plus, he has the gap now to finish in front of Strasby and not losing any position. I don't know. Actually, I mean, the more he stays out, the more time he's going to lose. So maybe he knows that the rain is going to ease up. I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, even if he does, he has lost any advantage that he had before the pit stop. I don't think Nova is doing, however, is being as fast as we thought he was going to be. is P4, but he's not really lapping that quickly compared to Rogue Flash, and Corporadox is still 3 seconds behind the Racing Point driver.
Well, maybe he's just centering the tires. He knows he's virtually P1, and he's gonna be P1 in the end with those gaps, even if there's a safety car. So I think he's in the driver's seat at the moment, just seeing what happens around him and cruising around, finishing this race.
Yes, I agree.
Nothing.
But what if the rain eases? Maybe that's going to be another one of the other reasons why the drivers are not pitting. But in the meantime, the Z guy is pitting and has put wets on again. So I'd say that we can scrap this idea. We're following Corporadox and Rogue Flash because they're fighting for what is on track P2. And I mean, even after they would make their pit stop, they're still going to be fighting for the victory, because not a lot of drivers have pitted under virtual safety car or have pitted now. Maybe not for the victory, but for a good position in the standing. I'm kind of surprised by OWR Volkswagen. He's doing an absolute fantastic race, and is now being attacked by Sam, who instead is really hot and really wants to take the position. In the meantime, Dylan is pitted. We had a yellow flag for a second in the second sector. Now Sam is really close to Volkswagen. They're side by side. It should be kind of easy for him to get the position. And yes, it is. So P5 for the Alfa Romeo driver would be effectively P2. And the prop guy is retired. Probably in the pits as well. What a shame. He was doing a good race. He was in P9. But now Corporadox is leading this race, and Rogue Flash is P2, just 0.5 of a second behind him. Is one of the battles of this race. And I'm actually kind of surprised by how well the drivers have behaved after the safety car got out. So really good job by the drivers. In the meantime, Strauss has pitted, and I think he's putting maybe intermediates, or maybe he was in intermediates. We don't know.
No, he wasn't in.
Oh yes,
yeah, he wasn't in. He retired as well.
So everyone tried to gamble to go with intermediate tires, but it absolutely didn't pay off. But now we're following Rogue Flash, who's really close to Corporadox. Let's see if he goes for a move. It's incredible to me that they're still out. They're not pitting.
Yeah, actually, like, I mean, maybe they're watching these yellow flags going and coming, and they always opt for a safety car, but, you know, you're gonna be sitting duck when those guys are gonna catch you, because YouTube know and Sam are gonna catch them.
Yes, in the meantime, we're having a lot of yellow flags in the first sector, but I think it's because the ghost of Strauss actually went out and caused a lot of chaos. So, what are you doing, video game? What are you doing, AI? Z-Guy does a fast lap C. What a shame. He could have fought for the victory, and instead he took a gamble that was absolutely useless in my mind. Dylan has gone on inters, and I think, not a good choice by him either, because he's dropping back on Stakanzi.
And now the rain is dropping.
Yes, you're right.
Dylan is on inters.
You're right. The rain has stopped, probably, or at least has eased. So
Dylan is on inters.
Yes,
mate.
apologies to Dylan. Maybe it's not ready yet, but it doesn't look like it's raining as much as he used to in the beginning of the race. And now I can see why Corporadox and Rogue Flash are still out then.
Yeah, that's right. Wow, I mean, yeah, there were some misjudgments by some of the drivers.
And Sam has pitted. So
yeah, exactly.
He's going.
Wow.
He's definitely going to go in intermediates. 100%. Let's stay with him. Yes, intermediate tires for him. And just when we thought this race was settling down, Another curveball thrown at us. In the meantime, YouTube Nova goes on the outside of Rogue Flash, and he closes the move. What an overtake. What an overtake. He knows that the track is drying up, so he needs to take the positions.
Okay,
Wow.
now Cold Paradox, if he's a good teammate, should get out of the way. And at least, maybe he can... I mean, he wants to be in P1 because he wants to pit first, of course.
Oh, yes. No. But, I mean... At least YouTube Nova will not lose any position because OWR Volkswagen is 10 seconds behind him. So even if he stays out and he doesn't pit, he will he will not lose any position.
Yeah, Sam doesn't look like a danger at the moment.
Yes. We should keep an eye on him and let's see if he's gaining any significant time on the wet runners. It doesn't really look like it, to be completely honest with you. Let's see.
Yeah, but I'm starting to see the racing line on the
Oh
chart,
no one pits yet. None of the top 3 runners are pitting, and now YouTube Nova goes for the move on Cold Paradox, who lets him pass. Lets him pass with relatively ease. Good sportsmanship.
So it's a Ferrari 1-2 at the moment.
Yes, our wishes came to fruition. And now, however, Cold Paradox needs to watch out for Rogue Flash because he had a really bad exit out of turn 1, and Rogue Flash wants to do on Cold Paradox what Cold Paradox's teammate did to him, and that's an overtake at the La Roja chicane. However, he's too far behind to stick his nose in the inside or the outside of that corner. And Sam, however, now is really gaining a lot. He gained 1.5 seconds, now 2 seconds on OWR Shumi. Let's see, the gap between him and YouTube Nova is 33.3 seconds. So as of right now, YouTube Nova still has a comfortable lead and also have fresher tires by the end of the race. We know how quickly the intermediate tires run out. But yeah, what a race! What a race this is being. We always say that Monza is a must-see race for everyone. Monza in the wet is even more interesting. Let's say in the meantime, Kingiski and Dylan, because they're fighting a lot. Dylan was the first runner to go on intermediates. It doesn't look like, however, it really truly paid off. And YouTube Nova goes in the pits, probably for intermediates. Cold Paradox and Rogue Flash are both staying out. Interesting. Rogue Flash, in my mind, should have pitted right now. He would have jumped Cold Paradox with relatively ease. Sam has gained a lot. He's gained 3 seconds on YouTube Nova in this lap. However, YouTube Nova is gonna exit, I think in P4?
P5.
P5, yes, behind OWR Shumi, who stays out on intermediates. What a race by him, and he still has to pit, by the way. How in the hell are his tires still alive?
Yeah, let's say the same for Cold Paradox as well, because he's made the whole race with this set of tires. And the Z guy puts the fastest lap with wets.
With wets. Ooh. Oh, in the meantime, there's a yellow flag.
Eric Holm lost it, I guess. Yeah. And let's see what Cold Paradox do. I mean, okay, it's good to hope for a safety car, but now you need to adjust.
But now look at YouTube Nova though. YouTube Nova is behind the Turismo Lesmo 2, where everyone tried to overtake the Williams driver, but no one did. But now he's gonna get a way better exit out of Lesmo 2, and the overtake is complete. Really easy. Thank you very much. Moves into P4. However, Sam doesn't really look like he's gaining that much right now on Cold Paradox. Let's see, because now Cold Paradox pits, but Rogue Flash stays out. Now he really needs to push like crazy if he wants to do an overcut, which would be something of a miracle. But let's see if Cold Paradox actually is able to overcut YouTube Nova, because he was behind OWR Shumi for quite a long time. Cold Paradox is actually now renowned of pits now. No, he shouldn't.
Oh, and it's gonna be
inside. No, but YouTube Nova keeps stays in front of him, and Rogue Flash still is out. Is still out. So
do you think they're gonna stay out till the end?
Oh, because you're right. They don't have to pit. They don't have to pit. Oh.
Wow.
I mean,
turning.
6 laps to go, 20 seconds of advantage over YouTube Nova. Unless the tires explode, I would go. And actually, Rock Flash has pitted on lap 4, so I mean, I think he could go. I think he could do it. I hope for him that he knows that he is not forced to pit. Oh, and almost loses it, however, at the exit of the Ascari chicane.
Yeah, he just needs his tires not to overheat.
Yes.
Which is really hard, of course, because there's not that much of standing water at the moment.
I mean, also because YouTube Nova is not really that it's not really that gaining a lot of time. He also got a 3-second penalty. And now he pits. So either his tires were dying, or maybe he didn't really feel that comfortable into going till the end. Tommy continues. So maybe Tommy knows, maybe. Because
Rock Flash is gonna be really close to.
Oh, he has a penalty.
Sam.
He has a penalty though.
Yes. Okay.
He had a 5-second penalty. YouTube Nova has right now 131.7, which is a fastest lap of the race. He's 11 seconds behind Tommy. I think that Tommy should stay out, but I don't think he will win if it stays out, because YouTube Nova will now be extremely quicker than him. Also because the track is really drying out.
From the comments, someone says, "Great Ferrari master plan."
Well, it really worked out. Guys, you should actually work for Ferrari, and we should get rid of some of the guys who are actually doing the strategies. In the meantime, whatever Shumi does reverse on the pit straight, extremely dangerous by him. He had crashed. There's a front wing end plate, I think.
Yeah.
On the track.
What if there's a safety car right now?
Well, if there's a safety car right now, I mean, it would be incredible. It would actually be incredible. But Tommy is actually going where there is standing water. So, I mean, usually when you're about to go back inside the pits, you don't really tend to do that.
You don't care. Yeah.
He's still out. He's still out. He's still out. I think he's gonna try to do it. He would be incredible.
The conditions don't look like they're shifting, and YouTube Nova is not gaining that much.
What a front right lockup that Tommy did. But yeah, YouTube Nova is really struggling. It is now not struggling, but it's not catching up as much as we thought.
We should expect it, yeah. I will check the penalties at the moment.
We know that YouTube Nova has at least 3-second penalty.
Yeah, but Tommy has 3 of them. I don't know. I mean, there are 2 penalties at lap 2, but I don't know if he served them in the pits.
Could be.
He has the same amount of penalties. Let's put it like this: as YouTube Nova, 3 seconds for now. Cold Paradox has none. And Sam has 2 penalties, and Rock Flash has none.
Very interesting, and also it's going to be very interesting to see the fight for P5, but let's stick with Tommy to see if he stays out or not.
Well, he's now losing a lot. He just lost 2 seconds in the last lap.
Yes, but what do you do if... I mean, I would stay out right now. I mean, you went for it, you need to... Yes, he's staying out. I think that worse than P5 he can't finish.
Yeah, of course, I wouldn't pit if I was him, of course, but still, yeah, YouTube Nova is really pushing for it.
So
that's the main thing. I mean, Tommy, I mean, he can go to the end, and YouTube, all the pressure is on YouTube Nova, because he needs to push.
And he needs to overtake him as well.
Yep, exactly. But now if the gap is 2 seconds, then yeah, the rain is easing up. It's clearly easing up. And
it's going to be really close.
I mean, the game, in terms of gaining, it should be exponential. Like, if it's 2 seconds right now, it should even gain more in the next laps. So,
unless Tommy is trying to save a little bit of his tires. In this lap, YouTube Nova didn't really gain as much. Gained, I think, maybe 8/10. Well, but he's getting now in the Lesmos because
It's the exit of the corners,
yes.
he has more grip. Yeah, he simply has more grip.
But when Tommy crosses the line, it will be 3 laps to go. So if YouTube Nova wants to get this victory, he needs to overtake him, though. Because Tommy doesn't need to pit. I don't think he will pit. If he does, he will commit a race suicide. Because he has stick to a strategy that has been absolutely fantastic. And let me tell you, if Rogue Flash had done the same, Rogue Flash would have won easily. Because Tommy was 10 seconds behind behind him. So it would have made it 5.9 in the meantime. The gap between YouTube Nova and Tommy.
Okay, so basically 3 seconds gained in the last lap.
Yes, it should be. It should now be not a matter of if, but a matter of when does YouTube Nova catch Tommy.
Yeah, but let's check the telemetry as well, because YouTube Nova, of course, is really using his energy, and
Tommy isn't.
Tommy,
yes, isn't as much as YouTube Nova is.
He's saving it.
And we know how much energy do you need to be deployed to do an overtake without DRS here in Monza.
I think YouTube Nova just needs a good exit out of Parabolica and then it will be fine. The thing is he gonna reach him at Parabolica in the next lap? Because last lap, of course, there's no chance. But I think he gets 3 seconds more right now.
He really, really now needs to push like crazy. He really does need to push like crazy now.
Yeah, but he gained a lot.
Oh no!
He's gained.
Yeah, I actually think he almost lost the control of the car, the back of the car. At the Parabolica curve is 2.5 seconds behind. I think he's gonna catch him by this lap. But the question is, will he be able to then, after overtake him, build at least a 3-second lead? Always if Tommy doesn't have any other penalties that we don't know.
Yeah, let's see, because I'm not sure about Tommy's situation with penalties. He surely has a 3-second penalty. Then he got 2 penalties in lap 2, but I guess it was like something about crashes, so we usually serve them when you're in the pits. But Tommy didn't go to the pits. Okay.
No, he did. He pitted at lap 4, so...
yes, he did. Oh, his tires are gonna be melting right now. For the conditions, I thought the raw tire were.
Yes, we're on board with YouTube Nova, who's now 1.6 seconds behind him. If he doesn't overtake him at the Prima Variante, where else do you think he could go for a move? Variante La Roggia or Ascari? Ascari would be really, really hard because Tommy would defend like crazy.
Okay, so that's the point. It's perfect right now for him because he reached him out of Parabolica, so now he will have loads more grip. It should be less dirty.
Tommy, however, has a lot of ERS that YouTube Nova doesn't have. But we're on board with the Ferrari driver. He gets the slipstream, but however he runs out of ERS. And Tommy is pulling away. He's pulling away from him. If YouTube Nova wants to do a move, he has to try to do a move at the exit of this corner.
Yeah, he can really outbrake him.
Oh, they're really close. It's going to be side by side for sure. Side by side for sure. Tommy needs to put his car in the middle. But YouTube Nova seems to be backing up. He could do maybe the switchback at the entrance of the Lesmos. My God, this is so tense. We also, as we said, don't know the situation of penalties of Tommy. Tommy's moving. Tommy is weaving. He doesn't want to let him pass. Oh,
he gets a good exit.
Side by side. Let's see.
Quad breaks who?
Oh, and YouTube Nova goes for the move and he takes P1 on track. But will it be also P1 after the penalties? He needs to push like crazy. He's deploying all of his ERS. Will he be able to gain 1.8 seconds in one corner? Oh, let's see. Whatever should we get the fastest lap, by the way. Incredible. Rock Flash, 3-second penalty. YouTube Nova crosses the line. But will it also be P1 in the race? He weaves. Let's see. No, it isn't.
First.
Tommy
For 1 second.
wins the Italian Grand Prix by doing an incredible strategy. Incredible strategy. Staying out with worn wets while the track was absolutely drying up. And he gets the victory. He must be absolutely enjoying himself. And he won by less than a second. What a race. Absolutely fantastic strategy call by Tommy. Incredible race by YouTube Nova. He absolutely deserved this victory. What a shame for him. However, it's a 2-3 for Ferrari, so I think we could be happy for that.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
Incredible
and
race.
Let's remember that YouTube Nova is going to be commentating Tier 1, which is starting in actually 15 minutes. So, if you want to join. But what a race.
We cheered for you, buddy, so cheer for us.
What a race.
Incredible.
What a race. I mean, I still don't know how Tommy did that.
Wow. Like, chapeau.
Yeah,
Honestly.
it's off for him. Really, it's off.
Ale, do you want to recap the top 10 in this race for us?
Yes. Yes. So Tommy wins with Mercedes, and
As
then
usual.
there's a yeah, as everyone should expect it at Monza. Driver of the day for OWR Bucks Viking, who really deserves it. Both Williams really found themselves in a good situation after the.
And OWR Schumi did the fastest lap.
Yes, 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 it does. So let's wrap it up. It's Tommy for Mercedes, P2 and P3 for Ferraris. YouTube Nova wins on track, but doesn't win because of penalties. P2 for him, P3 for Cold Paradox, P4 for Sam, who does get the fastest lap in the end, on the real fast lap, on the real last lap. Rockflash with P5 for rating point, OWR Vax Viking in P6, and for the McLaren of Dylan.
So, with this being said, guys, thank you very much for having joined us in this absolutely incredible Italian Grand Prix. If you want to stick up with us, make sure to check out also the other tiers of the Race Spec F1 2020 Esports Series. By Anto Barlo
And Alex Pato.
Ciao a tutti, grazie mille ragazzi, ciao ciao.
Ciao.